Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are working in the garage. On the garage itself, let me show you what we got going on. So we are installing some garage door insulation. We finally insulated the ceiling in the garage, which I'll show you here in a little bit. We have some heat action in the corner, and so I want to finish insulating the garage. And the last part is just to do the garage doors. The insulation in the attic made a massive difference, but when you walk past the garage doors or get close to them, you can feel a temperature drop, and especially when you get really close to them, you can really feel a cool air. So I picked up this insulation kit from Lowe's. It's about 65 bucks for one kit, and it does pretty much one full-size garage door, as in that size. So I bought 3 kits to do the big garage door and the small one. So for about 200 bucks, we're gonna insulate the garage doors. But this is the kit. It's really easy to install. You just measure between the frame. You cut what you don't need, whatever. You'll put that inside the framework and then just plop the big piece into place. I already knocked one out here in the corner just to see how it went, and it went really well. I like the way it looks too. I'm gonna finish this off by adding some tape right here on the edges just to make sure it doesn't fall out and it looks pretty much complete that way. But I went ahead and followed the instructions, slid a piece back behind there, behind this framework, and then just kind of push the big piece right into place. Went really easy. But I'll be really surprised if I go this whole project without breaking one of these down the middle. We'll see how that goes. But should turn out pretty good and should make a massive difference in the temperature in the garage. I'm pumped to get this done. One thing I will say, it makes a big mess. I've only done one of these and I already have a big mess going on. But here's the material. It's about 1.25 inches thick. That styrofoam kind of material. So should make a big difference. We're not going for perfect here. We're just going for better than what it is. And anything is better than what's on it right now, which is nothing. I think eventually I will add some like foam kind of seals on the side. Because if you kind of shake the garage door, you can kind of see that daylight coming in and out. So I think adding some seals on the edges will also make a big difference. We're gonna start here, see how this goes, and then kind of go from there. But I'm excited to show you guys some more garage updates after we get this insulation installed. I want to show you what the attic looks like, and then I'll show you my heat here in a little bit, and then some future plans we have going on with some extra lights, whatever. But let me just start installing this. I'll show you guys a few cuts and how to put it into place, and then I'll show you the final product when I'm finished, and you guys can tell me what you think. My garage is an absolute mess. We just got back from Christmas, so I have lots of tools and new stuff going on, some parts that I'm planning on installing soon, a lot of new stuff, some goodies from Power Driven. But I want to finish this installation job, so we're going to bebop some tunes and get this done. It's actually pretty straightforward to install. You just take your small piece you cut out to go behind the frame. You just kind of slide them into place. And there's some screws that run in, so you have to push them against the wall to try and get behind those screws. Then just push them back as far as you can. And this board's actually pretty malleable. You can work with it. I folded some of them, probably more than I should have, and they didn't break. So I say that, but now watch me break this one. I kind of just get one corner in, and then kind of fold it in the middle. The top's actually pretty tough, this one is. And I kind of just push them up into place. And you can really hold this in without breaking it. The corners do break easy, so you have to watch that. But once you get in, force it in there, move it around, make sure it slide back and forth. That's all it takes. I just finished the bigger garage door. I did have to take that piece of framework off that ran along the middle right there just to get behind it. But that's super easy, it's a couple bolts. But it's looking really good actually. I did a good job on the middle ones. These 2 panels were the same size, so I just used the same measurement across all 8 of those. The end ones I did okay on. I could have done better for sure. This side's not too bad, but the other side is not my finest work. You know what they say, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. This one was a big mess up, as you can see, so I just stuffed some more back there. We'll definitely have to throw some tape on that one, but whatever. It's good enough for who it's for. It'll do the job. What's funny is Hurricane, my dad, is really good at this type of stuff. He's good at pretty much anything, classic dad. So I know when he watches this, he's gonna think, what in the heck were you thinking, you bonehead? It's good enough. Some tape will cover that up and you'll never know. Same situation as like grinder and paint. Makes you the welder you ain't. So a little tape will make you the cutter you ain't. Same thing, I guess. But I still need to do that garage door, so I'm gonna knock that out. But man, this stuff makes a stinking mess. Holy crap. I'm gonna be finding this stuff forever. I'm gonna have to go through with the vacuum pretty good, clean them out. But I got one more stack left. Going to knock out the little garage door. Should be pretty easy. And then I have lots of scraps left over. I'll probably throw in the attic for a different project or something. And just like that, folks, we are all finished with putting the foam board on. And let me tell you, it turned out so good. I still need to put my framework on this door right here on the second panel and clean up because golly, this stuff made a mess. Holy crap. It's all over the car. Tons of scrap left over. I mean, there is foam fibers everywhere. This door turned out really well actually because I had the hang of it by this point. So all my cuts were meant, but looking good. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Should do the job just fine. I'm gonna go around and clean all the framework and then tape it up just to make sure the tape sticks pretty well. I guess I'm gonna get the vacuum and start cleaning up because I'm gonna find these fibers for a long time. Thankfully, I did not get any of the fibers on me, so that's pretty nice. I managed to dodge myself of the fibers. But let me show you what tape I'm gonna use. I got this stuff from Lowe's, Reflectix. It's meant for foam board. So it should stick to the foam backing board pretty well, obviously. So I'm going to tape it up, put the framework back on, run the vacuum through here, and then call it a day. I think I'm actually gonna start with the vacuum so I quit tracking this stuff all over the garage, try and get this mess cleaned up a little bit. Well, a guy may have severely underestimated how much tape he needs to tape the full garage doors. This is literally 2 whole rolls of this tape and it only did the vertical section of the big garage door. I didn't even touch the small garage door, so I need at least 2 more rolls, if not 3, to finish this out. But I'll do that off camera another day. I just want to show you guys how it looks right now. Not the most professional tape job, but you know, it's good enough. We got all of the foam pebbles cleaned up, at least most of them. I felt the best I could. A couple sweeps with a vacuum and a broom and a shop vac. And we got it all vacuumed up. There's still some floating on the wall over there. A few more on the car. But I feel like I'm going to be finding those little foam pebbles for weeks after this. But it's all good. It's worth it because we finally got the garage doors insulated, which was a huge project that we knocked off the list. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. I had the garage doors open earlier because I was taking some trash out and it cooled off in the garage. So I kicked the heater on and let it run for like 10 minutes and it just feels great in here now. I can definitely tell that's retaining the heat a lot better in here now and it's a lot more sound. My voice doesn't echo as bad anymore with this insulation on the doors and with the insulation in the attic, which leads me to my next point. Let's go up there, take this extra leftover foam board up there and store it for another day or just until I throw it away. And I'll show you what the attic insulation looks like. Let me just grab the key to the attic door. Right here. Aha. Get this guy cracked open. Wow, it's like 30 degrees outside and it's freezing up there. I can feel it coming down, which just goes to show that the insulation is making a big difference. Don't mind how cluttered the attic is right now. I'm still kind of going through it. And it's a lot of storage right now. So here's the progress on the attic. What you're looking at is some R19 unfaced batt insulation. So I actually priced this exact insulation out at Lowe's. It's about $1 per square foot and I have 600 square feet. So I was trying to go kind of budget and I found this exact insulation, R19 unfaced batts on Marketplace. And I picked up about 580 square foot for 250 bucks. So like 44 cents a square foot versus $1 square foot at Lowe's. And it was brand new in the package, just as you see like that. So if you're looking for insulation, definitely check out Marketplace. But I didn't need faced insulation up here. Unfaced is sufficient. And right here, as you see, I got some OSB that I'll be putting down across over here for more storage. But I want to redo some electrical. See how they just hopped it over. I want to drill some holes and run it through the right way. That way I can put down some OSB for more storage. But over here where our tubs are, I've already insulated underneath that. You can kind of see it poking through right there. But I've already done all of that. And then over here, here's all of our paint and stuff. Over here, I did all of that, which backs up to the actual insulation from the house. But as I was saying earlier, I still need to do all around the door itself because all this paint and stuff is in the way. So I just need to pretty much move everything out of the way, and I can do around here. I have to pull up the OSB, but I kind of need to do the electrical first, lay down some OSB, and then move all of this stuff over there, and then I can pull this up and knock this out. I also picked up some soffit vent baffles because I was planning on running the insulation all the way against the roof back there, but I don't know if it'd be worth it or not. Let me know what you guys think about that, if I should do that or not. You know, I've never done this type of stuff before, so will that make a big difference? I don't really know. I'd have to cut up some insulation, kind of stuff it down there because I've already kind of laid this down. Or should I just leave it the way it is? It kind of just runs on the ceiling up to where the wall starts and then stops, and there's about, I don't know, an 8-inch gap between the insulation and the roof itself. I could just leave it the way it is and return the baffles, not even worry about it. I just want to make sure the attic will breathe correctly and I'm getting the most value out of the insulation. But I will say it's like 22 degrees outside right now, and I bet it's every bit of 30 to 35 up here, and it's definitely in the 60s, if not 70s down in the garage. The attic insulation has already made a huge difference, so I'm pumped to see what the garage door insulation will do on top of that. So I just want to show you guys that. I'm going to get down from here because it's freezing. Let me show you my new heat setup as well. So Vevor sent me this 10,000 watt heater, which is rated for about 1,000 square foot, and we're right at 600. So this is actually overkill for my garage. So I have that unit and it runs on 220. So my brother-in-law came down and he helped me wire in a 220 outlet, kind of showed me a few things. So this is powering the heater right now, but I can also use this for a welder in the future. That's why I wanted to do a 220 outlet rather than directly wiring it to the panel. But I'm not gonna lie, that thing is actually pretty impressive. It heats my garage up so quick. But like I said, it is overkill for my garage, but I'm actually really impressed by that thing. Although I am curious to see what it does to my electric bill. I don't really run it that long. It takes like no time at all to heat up my garage, and then it just kind of stays here. So hopefully it doesn't affect it too much, but I'm sure it will a little bit. But that's really gonna do it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys my insulation job I was doing on my garage doors, and just give you guys a little garage update with what's going on. I'm pumped to finally have the insulation pretty much wrapped up. Like I said, just gotta finish around the door and it'll be fully done, and our garage will be completely insulated. I do need to pick up some more tape and finish that door and then tape this door, and then we'll be fully complete with the insulation job. So we're all set for the winter. We have heat and we have insulation. I guess in the summertime, we'll have to figure out some sort of AC unit. Maybe do a mini split or something and just get rid of this heater altogether. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something, maybe motivated you to insulate your garage or showed you what insulation to get. But let me know what other garage content you guys would like to see. As you can see, we made some big changes to it. We have a wheel rack up there, another cabinet. I mean, we have a lot of things that have gone on. But in the next project, we're going to be hanging some more hex lights, and I also want to finish painting the garage black, as in the trim and the doors. So we have that coming up as well. But painting the rest of the garage is kind of a future project we'll do in the spring or summertime. I really just want to get the rest of my hex lights up and then get started on the Trans Am, because we have a lot to do to this over the winter break and get ready for next season. But I'm going to end this video off here. Let me know what garage content or toolbox content you guys want to see in the future. I've seen a couple comments about a toolbox tour, so let me know if that's something that interests you. But with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.